In Texas, whose foreparents for more than 2 centuries, some estimate as many as 10 million, have been kidnapped and shipped to these shores under the inhuman conditions of the Middle Passage. These enslaved Black African Americans were finally released from their bondage. They were no longer property, chattel slavery. They were free, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, they said, we are free at last. Woo! Woo! Slavery was abolished in the United States of America, at least legally. Juneteenth is an African-American holiday, but the state of Texas in 1980 made it an official state holiday, and since then 28 other states have recognized the significance and the importance of June 10th. Flash forward to today, June 19, 2008, and let us look at the condition of people in color in these United States, examining all the social and economic indicators by which we judge the quality of life: employment, education, health, housing. Where do the descendants of those African Americans who literally leaped for joy on that June 19th in Galveston, Texas, how would they measure our condition today? Yes, there have been changes, but I ask the question, who are still the poorest of the poor? Who are still the least educated? Who are the least housed? Who are the most imprisoned? Whose babies die earliest? And whose life expectancy is lowest? I ask the question, and you, brothers and sisters, know the answer. Isn't it time for we the people to declare and to sue for another emancipation proclamation? Our condition is no accident, brothers and sisters. We must not blame ourselves when we have mothers and fathers working 2 jobs and still cannot feed their children properly. The state has retreated from its obligations to its citizens. And I'm talking now about all poor people. And the ranks of the poorest are crowded with people of color, and that is no accident. And I ask you, I actually beg you to read the book, The Color of Wealth, which tells you very, very concretely about the widening gap between those that have and those that have not. The color of wealth, the wealth may be green, but the people who own it are white.
You got that, yes?
Yeah. Now they say it is an ill wind that blows no good, and God help me, but some good came out of Katrina. Some good came out of Katrina. Katrina showed the world that right here in the good old USA, everything really ain't so good. See, after 9/11 and before Katrina, they were talking about security, homeland security. They weren't talking about human security. They weren't talking about food security. They weren't talking about health security. They weren't talking about child security. They weren't talking about people security. They were talking about terrorists. They were looking all over terrorists, but they were looking in the wrong places.
Right, they should look in Washington.
They were looking in the low places, and they should have been looking in the high places.
That's right.
And I tell you, the high places are in City Hall, the State House, and right up to the White House.
Up in Albany!
And And the stench and the stench coming from the Bush White House is stronger than any outhouse. And they need to be looking at the boardrooms of those big corporations, those healthcare corporations. I saw and you saw the picture sickle, and it opened our eyes. The big-time health companies like Cigna and Prudential and Aetna, they make their money by playing footsies with the for-profit hospitals. The insurance companies are in bed with the drug companies, and they are not screwing each other, brothers and sisters. They are screwing us. We, the people, we are being screwed, and that is why I say
the companies are screwing us.
We have got to emancipate ourselves from this straitjacket that the health care delivery system has put us in. And ain't nobody gonna do it for us. We've got to do it for ourselves. And the power of the people united can never be defeated. We're gonna look at our healthcare delivery system because our survival depends on our health. And there is a way to have a healthcare delivery system from the cradle to the grave, a single payer, universal coverage, everybody in, nobody out. Oh, brothers and sisters, can you imagine it? Can you dream it? A system which provides everyone with whatever medical services are needed. And the goal of single-payer universal health care is to keep everyone as healthy as possible.
HR 676!
That's right, and that makes medical sense, and that makes economic sense.
You were right.
Well, dreams can come true. There is money in the pipeline for a war in Iraq. We spend $2 billion a week, and to date has cost us almost $2 trillion with no end in sight. This is our tax money, and we must demand that that money be spent in constructive ways that benefit us. Single-payer, universal health coverage is the system in the industrialized countries that guarantee health care. The federal government pays the bill. Health care for everything. Say it.
Health care for everything.
Health care for everyone.
Health care for everyone.
Remember, today is Juneteenth, and let us use this day to emancipate ourselves from the greedy insurance companies who think nothing of paying their CEOs exorbitant and obscene salaries and severance packages.
Lee Sander gets too much of a salary, lower it!
But refuse to give necessary and life-giving treatment to the people. Their bottom line becomes, for too many of us, our exit line. The insurance company gives us the choice, pay or die. Well, we're not alone in the struggle. Just today, there are 18 cities throughout the United States with gatherings just like this. Now, Representative John Conyers' House Bill 676 on the federal level will give us all guaranteed health care. Everybody in, nobody out. And we are going to emancipate ourselves from the clutches of the insurance companies. We are going to liberate ourselves from the greed or bloated profits. We are going to accomplish this by using Kanye's Bill 676. And we're going to tell the presidential candidates that single-payer, universal health coverage from the cradle to the grave is our demand, and it is not negotiable. We're going to tell it now and every day until after the election, and we're going to shout it again on January 1st, whoever is the president of this country.
That's right, that's right.
This is our Emancipation Proclamation. Yeah!